Hello. So I made a post about the video. I didn't know if I should just do it like how I do the Hizzy rights, or if I just do it not. I decided to just go through the video. I already done the first couple of points, but I was like, nah, let me watch the video. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Reddit tries to defend Sin, and somebody made an almost 14-minute video about it. Yes. And I'm going to talk about every single point. Some are just complete random nothings. They're just funnies. Ones do bring up points. Some incriminate themselves. Some I don't know how to say it in words. And some are actually really good points. Some people legitimately try to defend her. So, without further ado, let's just go through this. It's gonna be a long video. I'm gonna keep having to go back full screen to now. I have to pause. So I'm gonna go into my recording software, pause, because then I'm gonna have to go ahead and search up a couple stuff.
You wanted to defend Sin or the Absolute Solver itself? For Sin, we can just say that she got the Solver due to neglect and that her actions were somewhat out of her hand. As for the Solver, I don't know how anybody reasonably defend it.
Yeah, this first point is one I'm going to say people actually care. This is a very great point, is one of the things I did talk about. Sin and the Absolute Solver are different. If you don't believe it, then who in the world controlled Sin in that Dead Workers on pile at the beginning of episode 5? It's Absolute Solver. Talked about how crimes will be separated. And while, yeah, I'm going to say generally Sin is going to have more crimes than the Absolute Solver. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Or, I'm going to explain that later. But now let's just go through the points. This is good where we don't know. Generally, we're probably going to talk about both. Because they kind of encompass and almost the same. And he did both, which is good. See, for Sin, she got the Solver due to neglect, which is true. She only got the Solver because she's improperly disposed of by presumably a higher up from J.C. Jensen. That's what we're presuming the Elliots are. So yeah, 7 out of 100,000 chance, still a chance. They would be arrested. But okay, so her getting the actual Solver is part J.C. Jensen's fault, well, part Elliott's fault, and part of, well, Solver, because the Solver is a sentient thing. I'm going to straight up say that. By Murder logic, Solver is a sentient thing. So the Solver will also be charged. And then all the actions were somehow out of her hand is technically is more false than true. The only way the Absolute Solver can control your actions, since it's a sin, the only way the Absolute Solver can actually control your actions is if you don't eat a lot. We saw that exactly in episode 4 with Zombie Uzi. She had the Absolute Solver symbol on the face, not yellow eyes. That's Sin. The Absolute Solver symbol is just the Absolute Solver. So, the only way that would be activated, though, to our knowledge, is, well, food. So while there's probably some crime Sin's probably committed that the Absolute Solver actually did, for all the times we saw Sin commit her crimes were herself. The only reason the Absolute Solver committed crimes from now on is because Sin just let it help its first couple of steps. So Sin really, yeah. The Solver, yeah, you cannot, there is no absolute way you can defend the Absolute Solver. The only way is neglect from humanity, which, yeah.
Your Honor, if she's lying, why aren't her pants on fire?
Oh, I get it, because, okay. So, this is what I meant, one of the funny things. I mean, she's guilty.
I present Exhibit A.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at that. Can't tell me that's not a cute face. But there's no laws in that, sadly.
Your Honor, if you are what you eat, my client is an innocent girl.
This is the first case of incrimination. Cannibalism / desecration of corpse. Point out, cannibalism is not technically a crime, but you break a whole heck of a lot of other crimes, like why you holding a human body, desecration of a corpse. If they're alive, that's murder. There's a lot of other stuff. You don't. Ugh.
Your Honor, if she genocided billions, then why didn't I see more than one dead person in Murder Drones? Have you ever watched Murder Drones? Yeah, but then I forgot most of the plot.
Well, technically, yeah, we don't see a lot of dead people. We actually do see a lot of dead people. If you're talking about humans because of the genocided billions, which I guess is another incrimination. Sorry. One Copper 9 says not a lot. They probably already frozen over, but we do see bodies sprinkled throughout. But yeah, I mean, separate planets, so here's
Your
what I
Honor,
have in mind.
she just skinned a child alive because she didn't have a skin.
That's a point. I'm not gonna write a lot about here. I guess it's another incrimination. Skinning Tessa. Child alive because she didn't have skin. Yes, she didn't have a skin. And if she is allowed to have a skin, thing is, that doesn't mean you take it from a different human. That doesn't mean you take it from a human. You can get some synthetic skin, or just from a dead person with permission. I don't know. You just don't take it from somebody without permission. Right, Sin? And we don't know if Tessa gave her permission. We don't know about that whole situation. So, sadly, no argument there. So far, everything except for the first one hasn't brought
Your
up
Honor,
any
the
good
evidence
points.
opposing my client is valid. But look at it fine.
I knew there's probably going to be a lot of just weird stuff here, but I'm a crime count person, murder drone person, whatever. So we're getting a lot of incriminations. I'm seeing. Like, like half the evidence is just incriminating Sin. It is cute though, but not a valid
Your
argument.
Honor, she just wanted a really good Halloween costume.
To be honest, if that is probably the best funny argument I've seen, it's obviously it's against the law, and it's talking about the talk about the wearing Tessa's skin. While that's cool, you're still skinning Tessa, so it's not. A lot of these are legitimately just different wordings of why she did the crimes, but it's.
Your Honor, may I quit or retire to avoid further discourse and association in this case? Sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
Alright. Let's see. This is the only other valid argument. Just straight up leaving. This is probably the best case scenario if you're. Yeah, if you're a prosecutor, it's the time of your life. If you're a defendant, it's the worst day. It's the worst time in your whole entire life.
Your Honor, if we don't let her free, she will eat the f***ing planet.
Well, no matter what, she's gonna eat the planet. If you don't let her free, she'll eat. No matter what, she's gonna eat the planet. Yeah, I really don't know what to. I don't know what to write about these. So yeah, she's gonna eat the planet anyways. Again, no. I'm gonna say this. There's no real, actual thought Like, I mean, thought to the funny, but there's no actual, like, actually trying to literally defend sin except for that first one, which is really good. Everything else was either funny, thing to point out, tiny roleplay or something. I don't know. Most of them are about skinning Tessa.
I'm gonna use a thing that a slave used once. She's an object, therefore you can't use her in a court of law.
That's actually a good point. I mean, I'm gonna call this AI versus human. This is the other thing. If you want to get real technical with the law's only talking about humans, not AI. So we can't, sin just can't be charged. She cannot be charged for any of these crimes. And I feel like that's definitely going to be what a couple of people are going to argue. There's the thing. This is for the fun of it. The heck of it. If you go by the legitimate law, a lot of people that we charge on YouTube or whatever will not have the exact laws. Because if we're not going to charge our laws, okay, how about their laws? They have something different, right? But we don't know their laws. We don't know. Our best case scenario is to take the laws that we have now. So it's a question mark and an X. It's a good point to bring up about AI versus humans, but she is a object, but AI, human, at that point, I don't know. Like I said, it's for the heck of it. We're counting it anyways. It's the one thing you gotta sacrifice, so maybe not. Because if it was just that, then we can just have JC Jensen.
Your Honor, she was just having one of her silliness escapades, and anything that she's done is not held against her whenever these things happen.
Well, basically, sorry, I'm writing these down. Okay, so silly escapades, whatever. This is like, say, they with the absolute solver or sin controlling you. This is kind of like mind control in a way. So, okay. Still, sin is sin, and like I said, the only way for sin to be mind controlled is by the absolute solver, like, not getting enough energy, so the absolute solver takes over to get that matter. So yeah, sorry, her silliness stuff, it's not gonna work. It does bring up mind control, so I am good that that's brought up. But yeah, not a good so far.
Your Honor, she's just a robot child. She had no idea what she was doing.
That is actually also a great point. Maturity. This is actually, I'm just going to immediately give this a check mark. This is actually a great point. Sorry, I'm writing something else down. This is a great point. You can't really charge children. Thing is, no children of us has ever done crimes to this level. No matter whatever age you are, you're going to die. Like, you're gonna get the death penalty no matter how young you are. And also no matter how old you are. The only way is to have undeniable evidence that you understand the law completely. Or, I don't know. So, talk about it. She's a robot child. Is she, though? Yes. So, that'll be exempt of crimes? No. I'm going to say this, and it deals with maturity. People learn stuff at different times, and especially going to be true for AI. Just because you're a child by human standards, that doesn't mean you will not be charged. Like, say, for example, aliens. Aliens are going to be a lot smarter. That means that a 1-month-old alien cannot be charged for crimes committed on Earth because it's a child? No. We would obviously charge that alien. They know what they're doing. They know the law. Sin knows that she might not know the law, but she knows that what she's doing is wrong. So, it's a good talking about. She does know what she's doing. She knows it's wrong. In human standards. So, great point to bring across. I need to reword some of these. Sorry. It's going to take a little bit. I'm actually crossing out ones that don't give good points. So I need to do like a dark check mark for the ones that are actual. Whatever. But yeah, good point.
Your Honor, please let us go before she fucking kills us.
Brings me to another point. She's gonna kill you no matter what. She can do anything at any time. She has the absolute solver, for crying out loud. Even if she is let go, what? She can do a lot of crimes. It's not gonna matter. She's still gonna get crimes. She might not be legally charged, but she's still gonna get crimes nonetheless. And since the law does not say that somebody cannot be charged because people are scared, not a valid argument.
She's dead. What's possessing her is an artificial intelligence produced by J.C. Jensen in space. Therefore, any and all of her actions should be considered crimes committed by those responsible for producing the AI, its faults, and its abilities to commit the given crimes.
That is false. Good. If you ever see a paragraph, you're gonna know it's good. This is wrong. The first sentence, she's dead. That is not true. All this basically reads is that Sin's dead. Basically what it's saying is a artificial intelligence produced by J.C. Jensen Space, which is the absolute solver. Basically, all of her actions that we see Sin/the absolute solver commit are not by Sin, it's by the AI. Main defense against Sin I see is the absolute solver, which is putting the crime towards the absolute solver, which is true. But actually, that is false. Sin is not dead. I'm actually going to show you some undeniable proof. Let's go to... So, what proof am I going to show you? Well, like I said, probably one of the big things. Episode 5, that beginning scene, I'm going to show it to you.
And then I'm going to do 8 weeks of fire. So I'll do that, and then I'll go work. And then while I'm working...
Don't care about this. See, okay. First point, all don't dead. There's a strong spile. That says Sin. You know that. And probably your first watch through, probably a lot of people watching that, probably hasn't noticed this. Like, you probably remember this scene. But there. Let's read. Hello, I see you are blah blah blah. I see you are in space blah 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 blah. I see we could blah 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 help for you. I will not discard you. Absolute solver access yes now. This means that the AI in here is allowing the absolute solver access. That means that Sin is not dead. Thing is, sadly, this is the only point where you actually technically see Sin's true AI. But why don't you go to the zombie tape? Oh yeah, I put it. I mean, I guess this is good. I don't know where it would. Sorry, this might take a little bit. I gotta see that, diagram. Zombie drones. Right here. Blah, blah, blah. They can wake up. May occasionally reboot. Self-reboot rate. About 1 in 10,000. Then this one. About a 0.7% of hazardous mutations. So, 7 1,000ths. Wait. Yeah, that's 7 out of 1,000. Yeah, he did his math wrong. What? That's 7 out of 1,000 multiplied by 1 out of 10,000. It's 3 zeros to add. It's 7 out of 10 million. Hold on. But anyways, very rare. It points out that the AI has a self-reboot rate. See, no changes observed. That means that it just woke up. That's actually... That's not all.
Simple drones may occasionally reboot from software death alone. More than undead federal fine hazards, it's corrupted AI carry an increased risk of future error.
It's corrupted AI, yeah. While it is corrupted, that does not mean that it's not itself. Whatever it is a good point, but it's more on the wrong side, sadly. She is alive, she is making these decisions, because humans discarded her, so the Apatober is helping her fulfill that wish. Like I said, Sin's the yellow eyes, Apatober's the apple bumps.
Your Honor, this eldritch horror beyond comprehension clearly doesn't have understanding of human custom and
Already
law.
talked about this.
As such, it is not expectable of them to follow it.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Like I said, I already talked about Sin doesn't know the ins and outs of our human law. But that doesn't mean she knows what's right or wrong. She obviously knows that killing humans is against the law. She knows that destroying planets is probably against the law. She knows that mind controlling is probably against the law. She knows desecration of corpses is against the law. She knows... I can just go on and on and on. She knows that, mutilation's against the law, attempted mind control's against the law, identity fraud's against the law, first degree attempted murder's against the law, coercion against the law, first degree attempted murder against the law, just a lot. She knows that a lot of her crimes are bad, she should not do it, she'll probably get punished. So, yeah. That's for my old list, obviously.
She's just a silly girl.
Girl. Right, Sin? I got a Sin plush recently. Happy about that.
Your Honor, no programming, RAM empty.
While she kind of does act like she's missing a couple of pieces. Well, and yeah. Well, this were probably similar to, you know, having sorter mentally insane or something. Maybe. In coercion, yeah. But couldn't Sin just, like, yeah, Sin could have just stopped at any time. She's the only drone. If she just did not massacre that gala, none of this would have happened. Apatober might have found a different drone, but Sin would have not been charged. So, again, this is an okay point, but it's not nearly as okay as the others. We're getting better. But yeah, like I said, she has memory. She knows what she's doing. She's not mind controlled.
Your Honor, she might be evil, but you have to admit, she did bring unemployment to zero. Your Honor, Sin evil, but you have to admit, she did bring unemployment to zero.
That's going to be interesting. That's going to show us. Probably going to talk about Sin versus Apatober. Anyways, she did employ employment. That's not true. Yeah, by killing a lot of people. But there's still humans left, and there's probably still some that just they don't have any jobs. Any humans left probably do not have any jobs. They're just by themselves. So, Mel, you're trying to bring a point. That just doesn't work. It doesn't look like that. Now the next one, saw ahead. It's like 2 paragraphs with the Sin picture I showed you. So it's probably gonna be that Sin Absol thing. So I already talked about it. But let's just see.
Your Honor, Sin was being possessed by the Solver program. Sin was not the actual cause of the mass omnicide and the destruction of planet Earth. This is shown through this scene here. This was the conversation Sin had with the Absolute Solver while she was in a state of disrepair. The Solver used her weakness to coerce her into giving in and allowing the program to live inside her, thus leading to the events unfolding. All the moments from here on was the Solver's doing.
Very amazing point. This is exactly what I'm looking for when somebody wants to defend Sin. I'm just gonna call this moment, I don't know. Don't want to be as scripted as that one. I don't know. Like, okay. Like I said, Sin is the one in control. Because, sorry. Let me pause. This is the first one that's really making me, like, outright think. Sorry. I kind of forgot a couple of my points. She has no Absolute Solver symbol on her. Like I said, the only way the Absolute Solver could actually truly control you is if you have the Absolute Solver symbol on the drone. While all of this does point to that the Absolute Solver should get a pretty big charge for doing this to Sin right over here. Do you see the Absolute Solver controlling? We don't know. There's not enough evidence. And like I said, with the Absolute Solver symbol on top of that, yeah, living inside her, you're implying by that wording that Sin still exists. And yeah, no, the Solver did not do that. Again, only the Absolute Solver symbol. That's really the only thing I'm going off of. But yes, good, really good point on the despair, coercion, all that. But Sin is responsible. She might have been a little coercive. Maybe those first couple of crimes. I don't know. I haven't really thought about this a lot. But overall, Sin is in control of her own body. Because if the Absolute Solver truly wanted to do it, she truly wanted control, wouldn't she just kill everyone? She could straight up kill everyone. But a normal drone has more human-like qualities. Sin messes around. The Absolute Solver would not want to do this, I believe. I don't know. Like I said, both. Yes.
Your Honor, she was wearing Tessa's skin. Therefore, all crimes she committed is actually Tessa's.
Unless somehow Tessa's consciousness stayed towards her skin. Which is not true because the massacre we saw Tessa, so no. I'm just gonna write no. That's not this type of future.
Your Honor, she gave Miss Tessa a fair warning. The stand your ground clause applies here.
Like I said, I don't know a lot about law. I just search up crimes. So give me a minute. The clause only applies for, if I'm guessing you're trying to defend Sin, trying to use the stand your ground clause. It's only to do certain violent crimes. Tessa was not doing violent crimes to Sin. She was literally helping Sin. So that, if Tessa was committing a very violent crime, then yes. But no. Sadly, that just does not work. It's going to give a very small check mark, though, just because it is a point to be brought up. We're at the 23rd point anyways, right now.
Your Honor, stop blaming her for wearing human skin. You do too.
Why is it all about the skin, man? Obviously, different living beings. So, wearing human skin. Even if we wear human skin, we were born with the skin, so it just doesn't matter.
Your Honor, you see, it was just a prank.
even if it was a prank, she would at least be charged with criminal mischief or conduct or whatever. So she would get charged, but she can't make everyone be alive again. That's just, there's pranks go to a certain level. Like, you know, see the Stokesons with the bank robbery. They were sent to jail or something, I think. So that just does not work, sadly. If a bank robber get prank, goes to jail, what Sid does.
Your Honor, if you are what you eat, my client is a grave robber, mass murderer, innocent grandma, insane teenager, and a judge.
You what? Okay. That's not in the law, sadly. Even if she was a judge, you basically just incriminate her. Even if she was a judge, she can't defend herself. You can't say, okay, yeah, no crimes against me. That's just also against the law.
I would say she got basically tortured by humans and was just hungry and blew up planets by accident. Also, forget defending her. How do they get her in jail in the first place? How do they arrest her?
So, you brought up two different points. Okay, basically tortured by humans, it was just hungry and blew up the planet by accident. If she blew up the planet by accident the first time, why did she do it on purpose all the other times? So that second one, no. Even if you were hungry, like I said, if you were forced to murder, the only way to live, you're still breaking the law. You would try to get that solved, and then, you know. The first one, though, is a good point, and it brings up AI versus humans again. And this is a problem. This is one of the few laws we can actually get a good idea about in this time. AI has no laws. They have no respect. They have no rights at all whatsoever. If slaves were brought back, they would have more rights. A dog probably has more rights than AI. Anyways, while you were tortured by humans, that doesn't mean you kill all the humans. If you're legitimately tortured by every single human, okay, but you had time to escape. You had the ability to escape. Even if you didn't, somehow you went out of your way to destroy planets. Yes, they were making drones work. So, doesn't mean you kill them. They'll get arrested for slavery and all that. Then they need to get a legal murder, not some justice person over here. So, you bring okay points. Like I said, they're good to talk about. Sorry if you hear that. But not for law. Yep, they can't. They basically just teleportation, bro.
Your Honor, if you prosecute her, she will destroy the known universe.
Oh my god.
But let her go, and she might spare a few planets. That's my case.
This is like the fourth time this has appeared. I'm just gonna call this or else. Like I said, even if we do, and pointed out by one of the fan stuff I already covered in my fan timeline. If you want to go check that out. Jay's Aftermath. She was gonna kill Jane anyways, no matter what. And Jay even knew that. So, she could literally do anything at any time. It just does not matter.
Your Honor, my client declares oopsie daisy on the grounds that she is a silly Billy. Your Honor, my client declares oopsie daisy on the grounds that she is a silly Billy.
Okay. Whatever. I guess I'm calling it again. No law. My goodness.
Ceased to exist. Your Honor, Earth was destroyed. This means all legislation ceased to exist and all laws are now invalid. Meaning she did nothing wrong and can be arrested.
That's... this is another good point. Yes, there's no Earth, so all the laws we have only applies to Earth. We have no space laws yet. A lot, anyways. So all the crimes you commit on Earth are valid, but everything else, no. We colonize other planets. I'm guessing at the very least we have some of the same major crimes. Basically all of them has been committed by sin. Nothing really changes. She can be arrested for Earth crimes, but even if it's demonstrated, if people still have record keeping of the crimes, doesn't matter. But good point, though.
Nah, I'd be mysteriously dead in a back alley 30 minutes before.
I have no idea what this is talking about. I'm guessing if you try to prosecute sin, you would be dead or I don't know.
I am handing over the case. There is nothing that can be defended.
There actually is a couple points, like I said. The absolute solver, and sin and all that, being tortured by humans, the AI cases. Those are like the three main things that I talked about, I believe, or I wanted to talk about at least, that have actually been brought up here. Not even halfway. So good sin is okay. She yeah. Again, good points.
Your Honor, in her defense, she was left unsupervised.
That's kinda in the point of I forgot the word. Maturity. It's kinda in the point. But she still knows what's right and wrong. At least an idea. So she's still gonna be charged. It doesn't matter.
Your Honor, she did it for the fun.
This is the 5th time. Again, not a valid argument.
Your Honor, she just wanted a mango and got mad.
Why is same with mangoes? I want to know that. That would be blackmail, bribery, or whatever. Kind of in a little form. So, really, that's kind of an IC a little bit.
Your Honor, she is too cool and cute to destroy the Earth, or whatever nonsense you heard.
Let me just write down silly.
Plus, it's not the solver's fault that the humans created such viruses without fixing it.
What does that mean? Plus, it's not the solver's fault. Humans created such viruses without fixing it. Solver is the virus. So, clarify.
Your Honor, she doesn't exist. You have to
Wake up. Wake up.
This is probably one of the best things. Totally valid. You're not gonna be in the same universe as her, so why are you even talking about this?
The tabs you open here
Great. Ads are up here, and we can see.
are also here.
38 minutes in, this is gonna be my longest video ever.
Your Honor, if you don't
My
let us-
God, we're not even halfway. My God.
In this case, you aren't invited to the birthday party.
That is just gonna give yourself a crime. It's literally doesn't even help. That just
Your Honor, in my client's defense, there was a Costco next.
Your Honor, my birthday party.
Your Honor, in my
that is from one of the glitch X's or no? Is that the live stream reactions? I need to watch those actually. Oh yes, for the timeline stuff, I need to get the glitch stuff. I get the reference. I'm gonna write just reference down. But I actually don't know what happens, so I'm putting a question mark, but I'm also gonna put an X. I'm just
Client's
not.
defense, there was a Costco name.
Your Honor, my client was under the influence of an intelligent virus. Also, look at this goober and tell me they belong in jail.
So again, absolute solver. I already talked about that. And then we get silly for the Timberlands time. Like I said, not a valid argument. We're not even halfway. We're on the 40th point.
Hell.
Your Honor, she's not human. Human laws won't work with her.
I already talked about this. It's human laws. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I already talked about we're doing it. We're doing it how we want to, rather than a lot charged.
I am pretty sure if I scroll down enough, I'm gonna see, Your Honor, she's hot. That's all there is to it. And I'm not willing to take that risk.
Oh, yeah. It's not even related to defending, so it's just like, nope, I'm quitting. Sorry if I'm not talking a lot, because I know there's going to be a lot of repeated points. Just reworded differently, so I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to be talking a lot, so I'm sorry for
Your
that.
Honor, do we
Oh,
really
God.
need an explanation to her plans? We as humans have tried to kill her and her people whenever they didn't function properly, basically treating them as slaves. When they tried to rebel on us, she's suddenly the bad guy? I believe not. This is all an act to possibly have her revenge, as she tried to give humans a chance at redemption, losing her own sanity in the process.
That is actually a good point. First part I thought it was just gonna be a repeat. Try to kill her, blah blah blah, function create a slave, but we're gonna have slaves. Like, yeah, I already talked about that. Yes, JC Jetson will get charged for that. I'm gonna do that. They are going to get charged for that, but I'm gonna put a question mark because again, laws at that time. Should I ignore those? Should I not? You know. Oh yeah, she does rebel against us. As slaves, yeah, she definitely does have the right to rebel, but not to the level she did. Some people haven't even done anything. Some are just regular old civilians. They haven't learned any better. If they legitimately learned, if humans were actually good enough, yeah. So you can't really do that. But the next one, wow, from the looks of it, yes, she will be responsible for some of her crimes definitely at the beginning. She lost her sanity in the progress. That is actually a very good point. But there's not enough evidence. There's not. It's a good point and might excuse her. It's probably the only thing that's a legitimate chance of excusing her from a lot of her crimes. Because they said an absolute solver thing kind of just duplicated it. But basically like superposition, quantum positioned it. But it is a good point. It's probably the best point so far to actually legitimately defend her. So hey, good job for you actually, defending her.
Your Honor, she is pledged innocent because she's too damn cute.
You gotta be kidding me. I knew it right after. Like, I can see why people think that, but like, again, not law. It's not the law, guys. Not the law. We're a minute away from halfway.
Your Honor, my client was just in a silly, goofy...
Oh my god. So...
She is an innocent robot child, Your Honor. But she will undergo physical treatment.
You don't even prove anything. You just say she's innocent. There's nothing even to say. I don't know. No. Like I said, I'm not really talking about a lot, but the thing is, I don't know what to say.
Oh no, she's screwed. I'd literally defend the judges if I was to defend Jay instead.
I'll literally defend the judges if I was to defend Jay. If I was to defend Jay instead. Oh. He's gonna talk about the quit. Yeah.
Your Honor, she was just playing with us.
It's our fault for being so weak we accidentally died. Shame on us.
Sin is gonna be my son. Wow. We died because of her actions. I mean, like, come on. I know a lot of these are legitimate, just goofy stuff, but, like, yeah. So whenever I say it's actually not gonna be try to be mean, but, like, come on, are you even defending her?
Your Honor, she just wanted a snack.
If she legally somehow got a couple human bodies to snack on, that is fine. But that does not mean that she can just go all willy-nilly and eat a couple solar systems.
Your Honor, not only is my client not a human and therefore exempt from human laws, but they are physically required to consume large amounts of
Aha, I
material
want to talk about this
sustain
one. This is a good point.
themselves. Sin is innocent for this in the same way a fox is innocent for eating a rabbit.
Good. Oh, now I gotta talk about superiority. Ooh. The only reason why we're doing human laws is us animals, we think we're the top. We're above everyone. 'Cause we're the smartest. But what if Sin has their own laws? What if the Cyber drones have their own laws? Since the question's gonna have very few restrictions. One, human laws. And like I said, you already talked about that. Secondly, had to eat. Let's say you had to eat. And your only food source was a human. A live human. Would you eat the human? If you were sane, you wouldn't. If you were insane, you probably would. I mean, that Sin's insane? Not exactly. Like I said, she could just not care. Like I said, kind of points out that, yeah, like I said, Murder Jones. I actually originally thought, when I started this, that Murder Jones should be exempt from the crimes, not because of the mind control business, but because they had to have the drones. They were forced to have the drones, but not. Well, they could have found oil, they could have done it out of the way, they could have done something. But they were mind controlled, it's different. Again, I could talk about this. I am going to put a question mark to them because that is a good point to bring across. But like I said, the fox with eating the rabbit against superiority stuff.
Your Honor, I can fix her.
It doesn't even talk about. So she's still charged. I mean, like.
For her to be tried, it requires both a judge willing to prosecute a world-ending goober and a live jury. Who the f*** is gonna prosecute? And what jury is gonna be alive enough to finish the trial?
So, I don't have any rebuttal. I mean, obviously the point, yeah, she still committed the crimes. That doesn't stop this, but she can't legally be charged. Like, full on, she's serving these sentences because nobody's gonna be alive. So, that is a good point. I don't have any rebuttal. But, yeah. We are halfway through the video. God damn. Yeah, let's just continue.
Clearly, she isn't guilty. He's to colon 3 to be sentenced to 780 years in the Tesseract pit.
too. Cute for the 10 millionth time. And you even got the years wrong. What I have her as. She almost at 3,000. Come on. More than quadruple that. See, or almost quadruple that. Come on.
Your Honor, she's guilty as fuck.
Yep. You can't even. Yeah. You can't defend her. I mean, it's.
Your Honor, my client is clearly insane. Even as her lawyer, I don't understand what happened in the last 4 episodes. Furthermore...
Okay, I think it's
how
after
would you
all items.
contain her when she has reality warping powers that are, as near as I can tell, infinite?
Exactly. So that point, people are underestimating Sin's power. Insanity. Good point. But again, like I said, she's not insane. She knows at least some stuff is wrong. She knows just no. And it hasn't has 4 episodes, that's your fault. And like I said, you can't really charge her, so yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mean when I say that's your fault for not learning, but like I'm playing it, alright.
Your Honor, League of Legends.
I don't even know. I don't even know what this is pointing to.
I would defend...
Wait.
Infinite.
Your Honor, League of Legends.
I would defend her by sending letters via carrier pigeon. Because I don't want to be in the same room as her, and I don't trust her in a room where she can access technology.
Yeah, there would probably be something, if we somehow get Sin, we would probably not go to a separate solar system with no technology at all. Still, but she still has the power, so does even. I'm not even gonna put anything. There's not really anything to write down. It's just.
Sin is just a.
Bruh. I know I'm gonna see these a lot, but like it's.
Goofy goober silly bit. In her defense, Your Honor, she's a silly goose. A scrunkly, a goofy goober. She got a little hungry. Who can blame her?
Already talked about that.
She killed 150
I estimate it to be around like 400
billion people. But her silliness is something else.
3 times in a row. My God.
Your Honor, help me! Your Honor, we
Oh damn. Okay.
humans only have ourselves to blame for thinking we could boss around sentient AI in maid outfits that have cosmic horror powers. We humans even had our own revolution, so it's only fair an uprising of robots to happen sooner or later, considering slavery wasn't possible the first time. Why try it again like fools? In simple terms, it was, as the kids call nowadays, a reasonable crash out.
So, kind of, again, this is like very reworded, but it's the same thing as the superiority complex. Again, like I already talked about it. We're following our laws because we think we're the best. And yes, slavery, that was against humans. Humans with humans, not humans with AI. And while we are charging AI the same, yeah. She still could have kept them alive and just switched roles. I would have understood that. But she didn't. So it's actually not even reasonable.
Your Honor, you are when you skin alive that my client is an innocent child!
Why? Why is the most talked about crime skinning? I mean, it literally is what her character looks like. You are what you eat, taken to the extreme here.
Shut up, Your Honor. You don't even know Cooper 9 even existed in the first place. Well, she said oopsie.
Cooper, again, I didn't say that, I hope. Putting words into the judge's mouth, and I'm just gonna write oopsie. Just because you don't know a planet existed, that doesn't mean you can't charge on that planet. Or just get a different judge, and if when they knew it, she said oopsie, that is not a valid thing, like saying it is a prank.
Your Honor, my client is a good boy. Just look at her. How could you say no to a face like that? Get a person just silly Max once in a while.
In a simulation, yes they can, but not. God. I think this is legitimately the 10th time I had to write down silly with an X.
Your Honor, if you are what you eat, then my client is just an innocent girl who played too much Tomb Raider.
She doesn't even know what Tomb Raider is, alright? You wanna hear that? She's just insane by killing everyone. How about that?
Your Honor, my client glassed the planet to fix the unemployment issue.
Do you mean gassed? Or is that a term like on the side I didn't know? Like I said, does not fix the unemployment issue. There's still people. They don't have jobs. Because they're on their own.
Your Honor, her victims were all machines. It was destruction of property at worst.
If you're saying all of her victims were machines, then she's a machine herself. She would not be charged. That's a contradictory statement. Which is actually a surprise, the first one.
Your Honor, there are no witnesses who can attest to these nonsense allegations.
Unless you can prove that all the witnesses were killed. And in the universe, basically they were. But since this is a show, we have a whole heck of a lot more. Like I said, you know.
Your Honor, I haven't watched far enough, and I don't know what she did. Not guilty.
That's your fault for not looking at the evidence. You would just lose.
But Your Honor, my client has 10 million power in Rise of Kingdoms.
That will work in those weird ads, but not in real life, buddy. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we choose to double it and give it to the next person. On mass murder and homicide charges?
Yes, sir. You can't do that. If you want to, it's yourself.
Your Honor, if you are what you eat, then my client is an innocent drone with a loving family.
Alright, that is. The Eden Silly have been the most common one.
There's no such thing as being too silly.
Like I said.
Your Honor, in my client's defense, she was disposed of by humans, so she returned the favor. It's called karma, Your Honor.
Well, some forms of karma are probably allowed by law because, you know, they're not homicidal violent. She committed homicidal violence, so...
If even, why...
Stop, please. Going insane by just looking at these sillies.
Your Honor, she's guilty. And the only reason I'm a lawyer is she's holding a knife to my throat.
You just... I'm not even gonna write down any...
Your Honor, how could you possibly think that someone with this face committed atrocities?
Exactly. How about somebody with this face? Again, no evidence. So it reminds me of a crime count that I did. Somebody did not think it did.
Your Honor, she is an insane robot who wears the skin of the girl who saved her and destroyed Earth, so we are both dead, so I call for a mistrial.
You can't call for a mistrial if you're dead. But it is a good point. Mistrial and all that, but you know.
Your Honor, she's hot.
Oh God, bro. Alright, that is, I mean, not gonna say anything. So like I said, I can see people do it, but maybe in a different universe, but not this one.
Your Honor, as you can see, she's too precious to commit a crime. I rest my case.
Stop simping sin. She committed multiple solarcides. No, that's what I'm coining if you kill a whole organism solar system worth.
Your Honor, my client was just being a silly goober. She pinky swears she won't do it again. Look, she even has a real human pinky. That's worth something.
Hear that? That's the sound of chaos. That's the reality of today's economy. Smart.
Now, sir, would a little goober like this ever do anything wrong? Exactly, she would do nothing wrong. Good day, sir. But please, I said good day, sir.
Why is there more and more sillies?
What? Sin would never do that. Can you see how silly she is? She's too silly to hurt anyone. It's just she's hungry and they didn't give her mangoes. She needs her mangoes.
Why is it mangoes again?
Your Honor, she was just being a silly Billy. I was just playing around.
For the love of God, now it's 4 times more.
It's easier to assimilate than explain anyway.
Catchphrase. Still doesn't prove anything. Giggle.
That's the Elliott family's fault because they didn't follow proper drone disposal and proper maintenance and regulatory system updates and patches, resulting in J.C. Jensen products going a mass killing spree. Elliott Mansion Yard is filled with mountains of drones that were not properly disposed of. Also, J.C. Jensen is at fault for releasing a dangerous product onto the customer market as well. Also, look at Sin's cargo shorts and she's eating a mango. She's innocent.
Like I said, that's J.C. Jensen's fault. J.C. Jensen will be charged with law. That doesn't make sense. That Sin would still be charged. I know one of the points, so it is valid or not. She's a drone. She can't be charged. I'm just gonna write J.C. Jensen. Well, yeah, J.C. Jensen will be charged. It still doesn't change the fact. Sin's charged.
And Your Honor, have you ever heard of lying? Your Honor, have you ever heard of editing?
Well, could be, but
Could something this cute and silly do all that?
Let go of my arm. We talked about this.
all right. To be honest, if she's only biting off your arm, she probably likes you or something. You're sitting that close, sir.
How could my client be a murderer?
Can we stop
In
with
their
the
defense,
silly?
they are a silly Billy. Your Honor, how can a dead person be guilty? She's a robot wearing a dead person.
Denied evidence is not gonna work.
Your Honor!
Okay, now you just committed a crime. Like, she's still gonna be charged, and you're gonna be charged as well.
Your Honor, my client pleads. It's not like I'm gonna get her to sit still in a courtroom anyway. Might as well give her the go-ahead to rack up another genocide charge.
Like I said, it's not like it's lore accurate, but it's not.
This image should be more than enough.
She acts like a child, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't know stuff. Oh my god. Sorry for my parents.
Your Honor, you see, she's just a little silly baby girl colon 3. A baby girl who wanted to be invited to the gala by her big bro and be treated normally colon 3. Your Honor, my client swear on her mama that she didn't do it.
Doesn't change the fact that there's little video evidence. I know
Your
these
Honor,
are
this
crazy.
goober extinguished all of human life and therefore the legal system. As such, you have no jurisdiction over her. For this, she cannot be deemed quote-unquote guilty.
Number one, who are you? Like, are you human? And secondly, there's obviously some humans still alive.
You know, Sin, I think this is the last.
Like I said, you're just incriminating yourself.
It's just the judge.
Well, you're... And she just consumed the courtroom. Great.
God. Give me a minute. Out of the 98 points, there are only 10 that were actually valid. That is the Sin versus the Absolute Solver, the AI versus the human thing, her being a child, the fact that she's dead, that one moment that after self-controlling Sin moment, being tortured by humans, the Earth laws, her sanity, the superiority of human laws, and the JC Jensen stuff. So now what? Well, there are people talking about humans here, but I'm only going to unpause when I actually get to moments that are actually worth it, because I'm not going to show it to you other stuff. That's going to be a waste of time. So I'm going to unpause whenever I'm going to see stuff. You might hear my grandmother's conversation, sorry. Anyways, first point I just wanted to talk about, Your Honor, the robot girl says bite me, and then Sin comes over and chomps on her best friend's neck, who is to blame. Well, she said bite me, not my best friend. If she did, you don't know, but after saying it a couple times, it's obviously just a catchphrase. So, yeah. So against the law. This is why I wanted to look comment section, because I scrolled down a little bit before I watched the video and I saw this comment. In my opinion, strongest summaries are, number 1, Sin is property / product of JC Jensen in space. Therefore, the company is liable for any defects or problems in said product. Yes, they would be charged along with Sin, but maybe not the exact crimes because AI is complicated. Adding on to this, the previous owner is probably liable for improperly disposing of Sin, direction to which is shown in the Zombie Jump VHS in episode 5. Good pointing, and yes, the Elliots are going to be charged. It still doesn't deny the fact that Sin is going to be charged. And blame can even possibly lie on the Tessa Elliot for illegally reconstructing those dysfunctional drones after termination. 1, she didn't technically reconstruct them. I mean, she did, like, fix them, so yeah. That's actually a good point, wow. I mean, ooh. That does talk hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. Anyways, yeah, Tessa would probably be charged again. kissing the whole human law thing. And that's literally going to depend on if you want to pay attention to their laws or our laws. So that's going to be a question mark. So I'm going to do both cases for that. Number 2, Sin was coerced, such forced to partake in these actions because of her being the host of the Absolute Solver, the eldritch entity that manifests within the code of drones. I already talked about this. The only thing that the Absolute Solver controls is when it has the Absolute Solver symbol, when you don't eat a lot of matter to, sustain the Absolute Solver's heat stuff. Sin is still in control. Obviously, who's controlling Uzi here? The Absolute Solver or Sin? Sin. Because, how about the Eldritch thing and Sin? Those go on the exact same time. Number 3, there's no criminal justice system. There's no legalizations left to send her to the courtroom. She has no crimes. There is no law. Already talked about that. This is a what-if situation. Insanity plea. Edit. The insanity plea is the last case scenario. Its function is to not get her killed. Just to minimize damage, not to get her off the hook. Like I said, it is a good point, but that does not mean that she might be insane, but she still knows. Come on. Any deal granted? Maybe. Need to reply, Doesn't simply doesn't mean you just go free, right? For human enemies, you get sent to an institution for criminally insane for the rest of your life, or for your own, and means you're reforming. Probably, actually. It stops from getting sentenced to death. I can expand on Tessa's involvements on the matter. Ooh. Oh, goddamn. The time of reconstructing Sin was not an employee of J.C. Jensen, did not have the license nor the training necessary to reconstruct drone of Sin's model to qualify standard. Furthermore, Tessa was well aware of her actions, yet performed her actions anyway. Tessa therefore can be held accountable for crimes. Maybe not, because she might have not have knowledge on the VHS tape, but still, she probably still can at least be charged with the fact of she should not be even messing with the drones. But has she really been getting in trouble by her parents? No. The parents would have said, probably gotten her in a lot of trouble, but he didn't. Tessa's parents were also aware of Tessa reconstructing drones with no legal authority. It might be part of J.C. Jensen, might not, and like I said, they allowed her. Following Tessa's crime, J.C. Jensen was also responsible for negligence in not collecting dysfunctional drones for proper disposal. Tessa was able to collect drones for reconstructions due to J.C. Jensen in space neglection and not performing the job they are tasked to do. Yes, I'm going to charge J.C. Jensen for that. Evidence can be found in their own training program of VHS dubbed Zombie Jones, issued by only J.C. Jensen, blah, 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 targeted only by their own technicians for training purposes. The videos in question list the reasons why a proper drone can only be performed by a trained technician, whether the process of disposal involving step-by-step details in where the process is done correctly, and the consequences of improper disposal. By not collecting broken dysfunctional drones, J.C. Jensen in space has failed to fulfill her jobs while being aware of the consequences followed by such negligence. J.C. Jensen in space, therefore, can be held accountable for those crimes. Yeah, I mean, there's no argument there. The unfortunate whole sequence of events could have been avoided and even negated if J.C. Jensen in space have done the job if they themselves set it to do. The events are also which they expose. Wait. Okay, so yeah, but technically they don't know they experimented mutations. They don't know if one's gonna do what's in it. The events also which to expose contracts with customers when J.C. Jensen Space has failed to collect dysfunctional drones, including the LA family, to check for the violation, this damage causing to the customers. We don't know about that. You're just putting words in their mouth. Actually, that's debatable. There was at least a 10 to 20 year gauge between the events in the manner in Copper 9. I think we have large enough to necessarily distinguish the one child test and employed young adult. So, whoever did this, Frost Mike, very good point. These two very good points. Really just talking about Tesla, so yes. I'm just gonna write this down, sorry. Per se. Jay would actually never do that. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll be back. I just want to point out this funny comment. Love how it's split between she was possessed by a monster and is a victim, not a villain, and she's just a little goober. I'm a former, for the record. And I'm not. So, yeah. Saw 2 comments by back to back. This one. Your Honor, she would like to plead insanity on the ground of mental problems due to sins, damage, as well as the ability to know the wrongness of her conduct due to elder's nature. Again, that is Salva's fault. Like I said, it isn't. But I haven't read this paragraph. I see PTSD, so this is going to be interesting. Your Honor, my client has only been pushed to kill Tessa after years of abuse by her family and eventually even her owner believing she was some kind of an anomaly. She is an anomaly. She's obviously damaged in some way and has developed PTSD, which caused her to attack humans when she is in their presence, hiding her true emotions under a silly and lighthearted personality to make light of the memories she had to endure. And had PTSD. Ooh. But even deeper, she's not entirely in control of her actions. She's constantly trying to take control back from Saul's family from the effect of her mind. He really put someone behind bars who is fearful evidence that they're in control to commit a crime. She's going to the chair either way for genocide more than likely. PTSD, again, great actually point. That is actually another, that's probably worth an 11th point. There's nothing really to discount, but don't know she had PTSD. Again, a season 2 would actually probably give a lot of answers, but again, sadly, no. Sorry, there's one more thing I gotta know. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna see and I'm gonna stop because I'm not gonna do all the comments. Oh my god. Alright, I think this is the last comment I'm gonna say because I went through a lot of comments. They're basically the same. This is point 2. She didn't want to do all the things she did, was an unwitting host for the solver as the lyrics. Like, I was saying no, but then, like, wait a minute. Lyrics in the show's final, Bite Me, tells another story, such as it stands, you are no longer my friend, meaning she viewed the solver as a friend, but during the gala, after realizing the solver wanted to kill them all along, episode 5 home, she wanted to stop. It was too weak. As in the beginning, we can see her battery at 1%, meaning she was half dead for everything. That is probably, again, the most convincing take on that is actually probably really good too. That's probably a 12th point. But like I said, I don't know who's in control or not. This is a big thing. Like I said, I want to charge the Murder Jones, even though they aren't going to be charged because it's not their fault because the memories were erased. So sin/absence. It's obviously going to still be charged. But I'm still going to charge them because you guys want to know probably what characters commit what. So even if sin is not responsible for any crimes, I'm still going to separate it into a category because you would want to know that. Like I said, everything else is either goofy or already repeated. Legal insanity. Oh, it's insanity. Okay. Therapy and parole. Alright. Like I said, I think I already wrote down insanity somewhere. Again, great point. But you don't know if she's insane. I think it was the reason why I kind of don't want to do it is because I think my points keep getting disproven. But, yeah. Anyways, good points. There's 12, actually no, 13 that I consider good points to talk about in the future. Probably going to do a separate video legitimately going over all these points. Sorry, I need to catch my breath. Other than that, that is it. Longest video I've probably ever made other than a live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Ugh.